Alright guys, obviously when we think of the next major thing for War Thunder, a couple of big things cross our mind, things like the B-52, the B-2, the Raptor, the F-35, infantry, the Su-57, etc., 5th gen, 6th gen, all those great things, new game modes, all great. But the biggest thing for Air RB, and the next big thing in my opinion, is actually electronic countermeasures and jamming. So if you guys are not too familiar with that, basically ECM and jamming is what a lot of nations have fielded. All of the nations have it fielded in modern aircraft, but only the Russians and Americans have it fielded on older aircraft. But that was the ability to jam enemy radars and actually be able to jam incoming missiles. Now, all of this is pretty heavily classified. Things like the most modern stuff featured on things like the F-18 and the F-15, it's going to be classified. Su-57, Su-27, Su-35, all that classified. But we're going to obviously get it into the game at some point. I know Gaijin has said that they plan on implementing it into War Thunder in the future. And on top of all of this, they're going to kind of have to just kind of guess for some of it. I would expect things to come with featureability like maybe jamming missiles at a certain range if they're coming at you from a certain angle. Possibly things like jamming enemy radars at a certain range, at a certain angle, things like this. Obviously we've seen that American jamming is quite effective. We've seen it in so many different conflicts, and especially recently with the Venezuelan raid and even the Iran raid. Both of those, great success, both of those carried out flawlessly with American jamming technology. I'm not going to dive too far into it because I know it's going to get very controversial on which country actually has the best jamming. I've seen YouTube videos claiming that the Russians carry the best onboard jamming in the game, or in the world. And we're obviously not going to dive too far into it because I don't want to carry too much into it, but I think Gaijin will make it pretty much identical across the board, unless it's a jamming pod that is like known for having a special or certain capability. I don't remember the name of it. I think there's a Russian one that it's literally made to just jam IR missiles. I know the IRCM on the Su-57, but it's a separate pod. I don't remember the name of it. I don't even actually know if it's Russian or Chinese. I know there's one out there. Or, obviously some of the American jamming pods that are, actively jamming enemy radars as they're locking onto you. That's found on the most modern radars fitted on the Super Hornets, on the F-35, the F-16, the one that has the POBIT upgrade, the Block 52s, and the ones, obviously the Block 72s for other nations have the onboard. The 83, I think it's the V3, has that built into the radar. I forget the name of the Viper's jamming system, but obviously all these nations have the capabilities now in War Thunder to carry aircraft that have jamming pods or have onboard radar jamming. So things like the Eurofighters, the Rafales, the Su-27s, the Su-30, SM-2, the F-15E, the F-18E Super Hornet, things like that. All of those have this onboard jamming capability. So I do think Gaijin will add it in the future. I do hope it's kind of more, balanced along the lines. Obviously, I think they could lean one way or the other, but it would make sense, at least for jamming, that they'd keep it pretty level across the whole playing field. And also, if we get really good ECM, this gives us an option to actually see things like the B-52, because Gaijin could actually add bombers to a higher BR and just give them some incredible jamming capabilities like the B-52 carried in Vietnam. Anyways, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Do you guys think we're going to see ECM soon? Do you guys think it's going to be a crazy cool update? Do you think it's going to completely change how ARB is played? I personally think it will. I want to know your thoughts down below. Make sure to join the Discord that's linked down below in the description. If you were in the Discord, we had a raid happen on Christmas. Everyone was kicked from it, so we are trying to regrow back to 1,000 members like we had. I'd really appreciate if you helped out with that. And make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, share the video, hype the video, join the Discord, and yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you guys in the next one.